but everyday Trump supporters, grassroots who voted for President Trump to stop the wars, rejected this in the primary, going into another war with voting against Nikki Haley, and they want to see non-U.S. involvement in this war. What's your message?
Karoline Leavitt was asked a question in the press conference yesterday about some of the Trump supporters who are not in line with Trump's view on foreign policy, which is a perfectly fine question. I thought her answer was quite good.
Rhino warmonger Lindsey Graham, he recently called on the U.S. to go all in.
That's quite the lead to a question.
Right. What's your message to everyday Trump supporters? Not the Tucker Carlsons or other big names, but everyday Trump supporters, grassroots who voted for President Trump to stop the wars, rejected this in the primary, going into another war with voting against Nikki Haley, and they want to see non-U.S. involvement in this war. What's your message?
Trust in President Trump. President Trump has incredible instincts, and President Trump kept America and the world safe in his first term as president in implementing a peace through strength foreign policy agenda. And with respect to Iran, nobody should be surprised by the president's position that Iran absolutely cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. He's been unequivocally clear about this for decades, not just as president, not just as a presidential candidate, but also as a private citizen. In fact, I have some quotes for you. In 2011, President Trump said, "America's primary goal with Iran must be to destroy its nuclear ambitions. We cannot allow this radical regime to acquire a nuclear weapon that they will either use or hand off to terrorists." In 2015, the president said, "The problem is that Iran poses an existential threat to Israel, our Middle Eastern allies, and the United States." And of course, the president has repeated that in his first term as president and his second term as president as well. That's why he was adamantly opposed to the disastrous Iranian nuclear agreement that was implemented by President Obama. And it's why he has given great latitude and given a lot of effort to achieving a diplomatic solution. But he's been very clear. Iran went for 60 days when he gave them that 60-day warning without coming to the table. On day 61, Israel took action against Iran. And as I just told you from the president directly, he will make a decision within 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was quite a leading question, but her answer was quite right. Peace through strength. Donald Trump never once said he was a pure isolationist. He said he was America first, right? He never said we want nothing to do with the world. As a matter of fact, everything that Donald Trump has done in the 10 years since he came down that escalator has been about how do we make all of the systems of the world that the United States funds and pays for, and we're providing security for all of these countries. We're getting a raw deal on all of these things. He never said we're going to pull back from all of the entire world. He said we're going to get a better deal as it relates to all these things. He said we're going to do less military adventures, but it doesn't mean we're never going to do anything. And on top of that, as we've shown you many times, he's been remarkably consistent from day one over 10 years ago that Iran was not going to get a bomb. When the financial elite quietly build their wealth through crypto, everyday Americans have been left out until now. BlockTrust IRA is changing that. I've partnered with them because they're using cutting-edge AI to empower hardworking Americans with the same wealth-building tools the establishment wants to keep out of your hands. Their Animus AI trading platform runs 24/7, executing advanced crypto strategies far beyond buy and hold. No surprise it was named the #1 crypto tech platform by Bitcoin Magazine, beating out over 1,500 competitors worldwide. Whether you're a teacher, trucker, small business owner, or retiree watching inflation eat your savings, BlockTrust IRA is giving you a way to fight back. Backed by military-grade security and up to $200 million in insurance. Clients are seeing returns of over 250%, and right now they're offering up to $2,500 in bonus crypto when you open an account. Visit DaveRubinCrypto.com to join the financial revolution and claim what's rightfully yours. That's DaveRubinCrypto.com. So don't listen to me or anyone else. Just think about it for yourself for just a moment. Do you think the world is more safe or more dangerous right now? So for that average person, that the questioner, it was a very leading question, but he was basically saying, okay, for someone who voted for Trump because we were never going to be involved in the world. Well, I think it's a faulty question to some extent. But what it really comes down to is, do you think we are more safe right now or less safe? And the answer obviously is the world is more safe. The leading state sponsor of terror has been completely neutered and will not get nukes. Now, could some bad things happen on the other side? Yeah, but they are not going to be able to fund. They now see it is fruitless. Look what happened to your country when you decided to go against the interests of the United States. So America first interests, it's not that America first interests are America only interests. America first interests are the interests of freedom and free nations and sovereign borders and the ability to do trade. And again, as I've repeatedly said, that is all completely consistent with exactly what Donald Trump went to Saudi Arabia 6 weeks ago and said.